Right, we return now, to our breaking news story. It is a developing story that we've been tracking for you this evening. A Metrorail train is on fire in Cape Town. Let's take you there live now and get you the latest from our reporter Aisha Ismail, who has just arrived on the scene. And Aisha, we can see the smoke billowing there behind you. What is the latest?
Yes, Michelle, this train was coming from the Century City station on its way to Kent Armada, and it is in the Kensington area. And as you say, you can see the smoke at the back. And I'm just going to ask Zaid Harris, the camera person, to show you that the train is still on fire. There's a number of fire engines still on the scene, and the firefighters are trying to go down to the train to go and extinguish the fire. They were a bit delayed in doing that because, as you can appreciate, the line is still alive. And so for safety's sake, they had to delay going down to the train station, or rather delay going onto the tracks. But I've been told that there are 6 carriages destroyed at the moment. And of course, the longer it takes for the fire to be extinguished, more carriages will be destroyed. Now, if you will recall that in 2019, 20 trains were torched. Earlier this month, another train was torched in Retreat, and now, of course, this train again. And last year, the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, said that he called it not only arson, but called it economic sabotage, because, of course, it affects thousands of people, tens of thousands of working class people, and they've just not been able to put their finger on who is responsible for the sabotage and the burning and the destruction of trains.
I mean, Aisha, we don't know at this stage whether sabotage indeed was to blame in this case, but of course it's not unusual. We've seen it happen before, and this latest train fire doesn't do much for, I mean, the latest numbers we have is that only 33 out of 88 train sets are operational in that province.
Exactly, and already people have been complaining because we don't have enough trains on the main lines, and this, of course, is going to cause more problems where people are going to be stranded on the stations and delayed in getting to work on time. But Michelle, I'm joined now by the City of Cape Town's chairperson of the Transportfolio Committee, Angus McKenzie. You were on the scene soon after the train caught alight. What is the latest?
So what we currently have is that the fire started in one carriage. How the fire started, we don't know at this time. So whether it's arson or whether it's electrical fault, we don't know. The fire spread very quickly to the second and the third and the fourth carriage. It's currently on 6 at the moment, and we have 2 carriages left. So until the fire crew is able to go down, I fear that we may lose the entire set, which takes us down to 22 carriages left for the entire Western Cape from the 30 we had 2 hours ago.
Now, this has been going on for a very long time, the burning of trains, the torching of trains. How many people have been arrested so far?
So what we do know is that 2 miners were arrested a few months ago for the burning of the trains at the 20 carriages at the central station. The reality is, what we do know now for sure is that the web is a whole lot deeper than these 2 miners. We had a train in the Retreat last week. We have these carriages now today. What is going to come tomorrow? And unfortunately, we have to say that SAPS has not worked hard enough. The government, the National Department of Transport, has not assisted to ensure that we find the culprits to this problem. And I think more so than anything else, we're quick to send out the top investigating teams for everything else. This is a huge economic crisis and commuter crisis for people in the city of Cape Town. People have lost their jobs because of this thing. And so I implore the National Department to bring on the walks, to bring on your top investigators so that we can get to the bottom of burning trains. Far too much money is being lost, far too many people are losing their jobs, and far too many people are being inconvenienced. And if you want a number to that, I can tell you that 700,000 people made use of trains in the city 5 years ago. That number's gone down to 100,000 people. So 600,000 people have found their ways onto our freeways and onto our roads, and if they've not found their way onto there, they've probably lost their job because they can't get to their job on time or get to their job at all. So it's a huge, it's a catastrophic problem that we have, and it's hugely problematic for us.
Now, as the chairperson of the Transport Portfolio Committee, who do you think is responsible for this?
Geez, I think I'd leave that up to the viewers to be able to think who they think would be responsible. It would be wrong of me to say what I think at this time, because we don't have any proof or evidence, but I think people would be more than wise to understand what's going on and what sabotage is going on within this economy of the City of Cape Town, within job creation in the City of Cape Town, and for the residents and commuters in the City of Cape Town.
Do you know if any passengers were on the train, and what happened to the train driver?
The train driver is on the scene. He is okay. He is assisting with trying to get things sorted on behind us here. We don't know if there were any passengers on the train. We've not been able to get down to the trains as yet. So as soon as the teams are down there, we'll be able to identify. It would appear that there are no passengers on the train, but we can't confirm that at this point in time.
Thank you so much for your time. And that was Angus McKenzie, the Transport Chairperson of the City of Cape Town.